Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to cover a hot topic today that I think is going to be very important to everyone. How are regulators, competitors, watchdog groups using Facebook ads to target your customers and your sales force, and what you can do maybe to help prevent some of the frustrations that are there. That's going to be important. But first, the Direct Selling Edge, been one of our great sponsors for a long, long time. Their 14th conference coming up in Franklin, Tennessee at the Drury Inn. There's a few tickets left. If you hit their website, just go to dsedge.com, click to get your ticket. You get a discount if you get 2 tickets, and I'm going to give you a special code that they put together just for me because they know I like NASCAR. If you put in NASCAR-rules, they give you some kind of a discount, or better yet, just call Victoria. Say you saw it on one of Troy's videos and you want your discount. But here's why you should be going to this. I don't care if you're just thinking about launching some kind of a direct selling company, if you think that you're a rep and you want to learn how these things grow, or maybe you're with a company and you've plateaued. The faculty members that are going to be there are going to be talking and teaching about what you need to be looking for in your strategic partners. What should you know currently about software, about merchant services? How can you demystify the regulations that are out there and fully understand the laws that apply to you? Also, yours truly and a few others are going to be talking about culture and compliance and public relations, how that all goes together. If you want to create the best consumer customer rep experience ever, you need to be at this conference, because we're going to show you step by step exactly what you need to do to not just write your story, but to control the narrative and to make sure that the culture that's growing is the culture that fits the purpose that inspired you to launch your business. You don't want to miss that. Second sponsor, I love these guys, Networker Magazine. You can go to networkermag.com, see the ticker down below. Christopher and Elisa Hussey launched this back in January, and already it's getting critical acclaim. I've listened to him on the Tom Chenault radio show. He's interviewed the likes of senators. He's interviewed some of the top influencers in direct selling. It's amazing what this magazine can do. And if you are $50 a year, and you can have some of the greatest information out there to help you build your business. Phenomenal. And lastly, I love these guys. I've actually started drinking their shake. I've been drinking it for a while now. I'm going on 90 days. Love it. Life matters. But here's what I love about this. This is a vanilla shake, but I swear all it has in it is greens. And this is hilarious. Listen to this. This is what's in this. What do they have in here? Asparagus. They have in here kale. They have collard greens, broccoli, spinach, cabbage, cilantro. Who would have thought that the greens could be that good? I love this. It's a meal replacement. I wouldn't even call it, maybe they call it a protein. But all I'm going to tell you, no, it's a whole food meal replacement. And I love that, is because it helps me. May not help you. I want you to know that. But lifematters.com, you can go check out their products. I love this one right here. Another one that I love. This has been amazing stuff. Motion. This is for joints. Love this stuff. Now, I want to get into details because that's why you're here. You're not here to just learn about my sponsors, but we got to make a living. So you guys need to know that. Just like anybody, we've got sponsors. We're constantly looking to help promote some of the greatest companies that are out there, some of the greatest organizations. But here's what I want you to think about. And I took some notes. I'm going to put some more. There's going to be more information on the blog article that we put out here than there is probably in this video, but it's important. Over the last few months, especially starting heavy in 2012, 2013, we started seeing regulators, we started seeing short sellers, advocate investors, competitors coming after other people all over social media. And some of it we have coined as a ghetto marketing type deal. That phrase first happened in the 1970s, and it's a subterfuge type of marketing where you're putting up something that maybe it'll say your company and scam, and then when it goes over there, they never talk about your company. They're just talking about their company. That's how it started out. But in the fourth quarter of last year, as Facebook really started to change their ads, as they started focusing in, and we saw this in their fourth quarter reports, financial reports, they said, look, our customers are not our advertisers. Our customers are the 1 point some odd billion people that use our website. I started thinking about that. We started digging deep. I went over and looked at people that I thought were experts at this. I wanted to dig out more information. We wanted to trend it. And what we have found is that regulatory agencies, we've found short-selling organizations, we've found watchdog groups, we have found haters under the guise of consumer protection targeting your customers and your sales force. Now you may be saying, Troy, does it really matter? Well, it does. I just got off the phone a little bit earlier from a gentleman who said, Troy, my merchant service company called me and they were concerned because they saw a critical video that was out. I said they would be. Regulators have made it very clear that they're going to hold everybody that's on the front side of a business responsible if it's found to be a fraud. Software vendors, attorneys, merchant services, advisors, consultants, we're going to be just as accountable as the company founders themselves. So the intent behind something is very important. So when all that's out there is negative, these people start to get concerned. So how does this affect you? I want you to take down some notes. This is very important right here. There's a lot that's changed in Facebook advertising. They've gone from interest targeting to detailed targeting. In the old days, what would happen is if I wanted to target MLM, that's all I could target. If I wanted to target direct selling, that's all I could target. Today, we can pop that down to a very tight focus. It can be MLM plus your company name. It can be network marketing, your company name. It could be scam and a founder's name. See what they're doing? They're doing this. Plus, you can upload your email list. You can target your website. All this type of stuff comes in together. The more big data, some of you have heard us talk about in the past, big data, that's what it's about. So now the regulators, based on what Facebook is allowing, short sellers, critics, competitors are now using Facebook ads. I get calls and emails all the time from people say, Troy, I just saw XYZ watchdog group and they were targeting my company. Is all this true? Most of the time, the facts are true. But just like in any marketing or copywriting situation, we have found where even the watchdog group, sometimes even the haters, are actually exaggerating the truth. But it comes back to hurt you. And that's what I want you guys to realize. Something else that we've noticed in here, and I think this is very important, is that you can now utilize video. You guys have seen us use live video streams. You've seen us upload the videos. Facebook is about 1/6 of the viewing hours as YouTube. Now here's what that means. There's over 100, what was that? Let me put my glasses on here. 100 million hours a day on Facebook in video views. Now we're seeing that the regulators are using videos. They're popping their videos up. They're talking about this stuff. We're seeing the competitors do that. Something else that's very important here is what they call a carousel ad. Now I've seen some watchdog groups do this. They'll put up maybe about my sponsor. Maybe they'll put up about a Jeunesse or Visalis or Prove It or Amway or Herbalife, all these different kinds, and they'll have a banner. What looks like just a typical ad banner, except it shows the first 2.5, but you can put, well, we've seen anywhere from 5 to 20. So, I mean, you literally, when they get somebody's attention and they click, they're able to scroll through there. Now, here's what happens. Think about it from a marketing standpoint for a second. If you're in charge of making sure that the message of your watchdog group or the message of the regulators are supposed to get out there, your cause, what you're driven for, you're going to put up every company that you can think of. You're going to put up different phrases, different titles, different everything. And the one that gets the most traffic, you're going to hone in on that company right there. And that's what we're seeing in the new trends for what's happening. Now, I said this back in 2015. Regulators, watchdog groups, competitors, advocate investors, the whole kit and caboodle are now run not just by guys like me, Gen X, Gen Y, whatever we call them, But now what we're seeing is they're not the baby boomers, they're not the Gen X, they're the millennials. They're those that have graduated college, they're on a crusade, they're working for regulators, they're working on Wall Street, they're working for watchdog organizations. They're hip, they're using their cell phones constantly, they're using the same technology you are. And because they're in that demographic group that understands the power of texting, the power of a share, the power of a like, everything that you thought you were the top dog in, they're just as good as you are. They're not just targeting the direct selling industry, they're targeting everyone. I've seen it across the board. Matter of fact, Kevin Thompson, the MLM attorney, just put up a phenomenal article about how one regulator group actually had asked Amazon to lie because they wanted to stop the merger between Office Max and Staples, I think it was, or Office Depot and Staples, one of those. And I was blown away because I thought, man, here we look at regulators sometimes as they never do no wrong. They're like the untouchables. And then we find out that they're just as human as anybody else is. So when you're out there on Facebook, you're out there trying to build your credibility. Here's what I think you need to do. And you don't have to take my advice, but I think it would be wise for you at least to pull your team together and analyze some of this. Number one, don't hype your product. Don't hype your compensation plan. First of all, what other industry besides small portion that I call MLM, inside direct selling, ever builds their identity off their compensation plan? Mary Kay didn't do that. Tupperware didn't do that. Amway didn't do that. Primerica didn't do that. Keller Williams didn't do that. Yoli didn't do that. Life Matters doesn't do that. Yes, you want to build an opportunity for people. But when you look at companies that were launched in the 20th century versus those launched in the 21st century, the majority of those companies never once, especially those that have gone on to become iconic, those that are still here today, never found their identity in their compensation plan. Their identity and the growth of their culture was found in the true ethos of why the company was launched in the first place. Tupperware is a prime example. Mr. Tupper wanted to change women's lives forever. He wanted to empower women. Mary Kay was similar to that. Art Williams, when he launched Primerica, said, I just want to give back hope and opportunity to middle America. He had been hurt. His dad had died and they didn't have enough life insurance. And he wanted to show people, look, you can have enough so if you die unexpectedly, your family doesn't go to the poorhouse. Now we hear politicians talking about making America great again. I tell you what, that's making America great again. So look at what your marketing is. Look at what your message is in. If you don't know what your true purpose is, why each of your products are what they are, if you're trying to find your identity because some hot shot dude from the field that told you once upon a time I was somebody important and we need to make deals, we need to build the compensation plan, we need to have the best of this or that. If that's how you're doing it, hey, it may work for you part-time, but it doesn't work all the time. It doesn't work most of the time. A company that's no longer around, and it's sad because their product wasn't half bad, a company called Monavie. Monavie lost their vision, their purpose, in my opinion, and started, instead of promoting their product and how their product could change people's lives, and I mean, I'd seen testimonials galore. Instead, they started hyping the compensation plan, what you could do with the comp plan. Almost $1 billion in annual sales to basically just to be sold on the courthouse steps. It was so sad, even their employees who had eventually ended up owning the company through an ESOP lost. Why? They lost their identity. You don't want to do that. You want to be one of these companies that fully understands and embraces what's happening out there. If you want to understand Facebook, if you want to understand anything, I'm telling you, study what the regulators are doing, study what the watchdog groups are doing, and then combat that with truthful marketing. Share the facts about your business. This is something that we're seeing a lot right now in some of the new companies that are out there. We're seeing the companies, as they launch, they're launching with customers first before they ever open up the network. Because they know that if people buy their products, fall in love with their products, that the products make a difference in their lives, people will make money. That's the name of the game. Hey, don't want to keep you any longer. Again, the Direct Selling Edge Conference, May 2nd and 3rd, up in Franklin, Tennessee. Go to dsedge.com. See the ticker. You can get your tickets there. You can get your discount if you use the code. Also, Networker Magazine, $50. Go to Networker Mag. See the ticker down below. That's it. And I tell you, if you're not on a product, you're not with a company, you're looking for something, Life Matters. Richard and Kimmy Brook happen to be the co-CEOs over there. Phenomenal tasting product. Matter of fact, I've got some videos we're going to be putting up on some of their leaders and how passionate they are about these products. Phenomenal. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous. Stay strong. And if you're in network marketing, act like it.